Amir Khan is not so much a prophet in his own land as a generator of profit in someone else's. So, on his return to the United Kingdom after nearly 5 years, when he seeks to rebuild his career in Liverpool on Saturday evening against the competent 33-year-old Canadian Phil Lo Greco, he has a few hearts to win back. Amir Khan's jungle stay led to burying the hatchet with Eddie Hearn. Read more. The narrative running through Khan's career since he returned from the Athens Olympics in 2004 as a buzzy teenager with a silver medal on his chest and a silver spoon thrust metaphorically in his mouth, has been ambivalent at best. Naked racism mixed with envy informed much of the subsequent resentment towards a flashy young man who had the audacity to spend big when the money started to flow, and the sense of disconnection with those who had looked to him as almost the perfect cross-culture hero the country craved was strengthened in the louder corners of boxing arenas when Khan decided to seek his fortune in the U.S. He said he would conquer the world, and he did. However, after taking Andreas Kotelnik's WBA light welterweight belt in Manchester in 2009, and defending it 5 months later in Newcastle, he left for the bright lights of Las Vegas and New York. He stopped off first at Madison Square Garden to quieten the challenge of Paulie Malignaggi in 2010, and 9 of his next 11 fights were in the United States. They could not get enough of the exciting young punch-thrower with the suspect chin. There were glorious nights, some on pay-per-view, and not-so-wonderful experiences. The last time Khan stepped into a ring, in front of 20,000 fans in Las Vegas on 7th of May, 2016, the much bigger Saul Canelo Alvarez came from behind to knock him cold in the 6th. Anyone who was ringside that night had good cause to wonder if Khan would or should ever fight again. But he has never lacked heart. Even when Breedis Prescott put him in dreamland for the first time, fully a decade ago, and Danny Garcia did the same in 2012, he instinctively tried to right the ship. Yet, at 31 now and with at best a handful of fights left in him, it was mildly disconcerting to hear him say the other day, "I don't think those knockouts are going to affect me. I would rather get knocked out by one punch against Canelo than take numerous punches. I've not taken that many really. I'm quite lucky that way." He added, "Everything is good. Honestly, and I'm not just saying this, but in training I'm better than ever. I'm smarter now. I'm at the peak of my career. I feel better now than I did when I was 28. I've had my best performances after I get beaten. I go back to the drawing board and work on my skills and become a better fighter." Is it delusion, greed or blind optimism that drives him on? His friends hope it's mostly the latter. Cynics still wonder. 2 years is a long time away from the competitive heat, especially in the lighter divisions where reflexes never quicken and experience does little to repair past wounds. If anything, taking punishment becomes normal for some fighters. Still, he is determined to start fresh, having signed a 3-fight deal with Matchroom and Sky. Last month he split with his West Coast tutor, Virgil Hunter, in strange circumstances, the veteran American trainer withdrawing from the scene with unspecified health problems and refusing to answer calls. Khan then picked up with the seasoned Joe Goosen, who has guided such fine champions as Joel Casimir, Rafael, and Gabriel Rulas, the late Diego Corrales and Michael Nunn. Will he be the same fighter against Lo Greco as he was even 2 years ago? It's hard to tell because I'm one of those fighters who has a huge heart. I love getting into tear-ups, he said. I have a good boxing brain, a lot of skills, and I like to mix it up. It just depends. Whatever Phil Lo Greco brings, I'm going to have answers for in the fight. It really would be the end for Khan if he lost to Lo Greco, who has never fought for a proper title in 12 years as a professional, and who lasted just 3 rounds against a young and developing Errol Spence Jr. 3 years ago, on the undercard of Sean Porter's win over Adrian Broner. Lo Greco has won 28 times in 31 bouts. He is unlikely to make it 29 at the Echo Arena on Saturday night.